Echoes of Karma's battle system is split into 5 phases. There's the player decision phase, the player action phase, the enemy attack phase, the enemy status effect phase, and the player status effect phase. The decision making phase is where you use your command menu. You'll have the choice between attacking, skipping your turn, using an ability, using a team attack, using a summon, using an item, or switching which character's menu you're using. The easiest way to gain TP is by skipping your turn. The more TP you have, the more powerful abilities you can use. The most powerful abilities tend to be team attacks and summons, but this requires you to use both Echo and Karma's turn. If you want more information on a command, you can find it in the info box on the top right. My favorite trick is to skip with one character so you can use the TP they give you with the other character. You can even, for example, switch to Karma's menu, skip Karma's turn, and then use one of Echo's healing abilities. After you've chosen a command, Echo and Karma will use that command in the player action phase. After that, it's the enemy's turn to attack. Use the buttons prompted on top of Echo and Karma to block them. For example, the A and B button on the controller, or the O and P key on the keyboard. You can change the buttons for blocking in the settings. By the way, for Steam users using a PS4 controller, you're going to want to turn PS4 controller support off, since it will mess with the game's native PS4 controller support. Anyways, you'll notice that some attacks are a lot faster than normal, and will hit Echo and Karma back to back. In order to block these attacks, you have to utilize a mechanic known as hit cancelling. There isn't any way to block with Echo and Karma at the same time. You can only block with one character at a time. However, if Echo or Karma is hit by an attack, regardless of whether or not you got hit by it or successfully blocked it, you'll immediately be able to block with the opposite character. You can do this back to back to block some of the fastest attacks in the game. This mechanic gives the game more of an adrenaline rush. After you're done blocking attacks, the enemy and player status effect phases are next. For those who don't know, status effects are basically abilities that work over time. An example of an enemy status effect is Curse, which damages enemies over time. An example of a player status effect is Bubble, which shields you from one hit for up to 3 turns. You can cure negative status effects by using Echo's Cure ability, or by using a star cookie. I should also mention how stats work. Unlike traditional RPGs, Echoes of Karma doesn't have stuff like attack stats, defense stats, and speed stats. But instead, certain abilities will add in a multiplier. An example of this is Doggy Double, which doubles your damage for 1 turn. Enemies will typically come in waves, so you'll have to fight multiple groups of them. Once you defeat them, you'll gain junk points. Once you're defeated, you can either restart, quit, go into settings, or go into your equip menu. What Echoes of Karma lacks in complexity, it makes up for in being dynamic. We plan on regularly adding in new abilities through free updates.